I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours. Fucking you good till that pussy gets soft. Loving me good, you saying I'm bored. Yeah. You know you my new boo. Pull up in that new coupe. Oh, you bad just like no. I'm loving how you move. I love the things you do. Put a spell on me, voodoo. Girl, I'm loving how you move. Oh, you know you my new boo. I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours.
What's happening, y'all? It's your girl Niche, here to get y'all top tier advice on how to build positive relationships and making sure y'all out here playing the game right.
Yo, it's your boy Mel Love. I'm just here to give you premium insight on what to do to not get played.
And this is
RelationTips Podcast.
So, Swin?
Ain't nothing. I'm doing good, feeling good. How about you?
Same here.
I'm good? You look good.
Thank you. You know, you always look good.
Minus saying you under the weather, you look good.
Yeah, I'm all right, you know.
Everything is beautiful. No complaints. Just came from a little event. So I'm out. I'm up. Feeling good.
Obviously, we got a different setup today.
Yeah. We got a third chair, people.
Right. I think that we can really just for today, we could just dive into today's topic that I think is really one misunderstood, judged, and honestly not really talked about. And I think that in the world that we grow up in, love is expected to look a certain way. And I believe that our guest today has made exceptions to those challenges with her own personal journey and her own personal story. She'll be able to, give us a better insight of, why she said yes, how they connected. And here on RelationTips Podcast, we're not only our own therapists, but we're also students. So maybe she can give us love from a different angle.
Yeah, because we need that insight.
Right. So,
and like you said, there's a lot of people love different ways. You find love at different angles, different ways, right? And this is, to me, this is a very interesting topic.
Which is, I don't want us to get too far without.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get into it because I want her to introduce herself. But it's definitely an interesting topic, and you definitely is going to educate me and a lot of other people because we're going to, like you said, we are our own therapists, right? We are our own experts. So we're going to pick your brain. We want to know why you made these decisions and and how this came about, right? Okay. But first, let's let you introduce yourself to our audience.
All right, my name is Miata Morris. I am a serial entrepreneur, a cosmetology teacher, and I'm currently in school for psychology. That's it. What else y'all want to know? That's pretty much, that's me.
The topic is today is, why do women marry men that's incarcerated? And that is a part of her journey. It's a part of her story. So she's here to basically give us a clarification. So we definitely wanted her to introduce herself and, lay out the foundation of who she is and the things that she have accomplished and grown to be, because there's going to be a lot of people who judge off of the situation. And that's no longer who she is. Right. Everybody has a past, and we all have lessons that we learn. So yeah, we're going to jump right into the topic. And you just I want you to just basically give me, a breakdown of what was your relationship.
What was my relationship with him, or what was my relationship with myself?
What was your relationship with the person that was incarcerated? Was it a relationship?
It was. I met him while he was incarcerated, and we ended up getting married. Probably.
Or just I'm sorry to cut you off. Give us a background.
A background of the relationship.
Yeah, what led up to...
How did y'all meet?
All right, so did you know this man prior to him being incarcerated? No. All right, so that's the first thing that
I did not know him.
So you met him in jail?
Yes, I met him while he was in jail. I think it's very important to say, before we get into my relationship with him, I think it's very important to say where I was as a person. I had just got out of a 6-year relationship. That relationship was like ridiculously crazy. I had lost my brother when I was 19. So I had went through like a transition phase. I was in school. I dropped out of school. I started chasing this dream that nobody else could see. And it was a hard path.
You figuring out how to grieve with the loss of your brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Me figuring out how to grieve, not even grieve, just how to live life.
Like process it.
Yeah.
Move
like
forward.
just
Okay.
how to move forward with that. And the crazy thing is I never even addressed it until just recently. I never even grieved my brother until just recently. So I think that I was in a broken space. I was in a broken space for practically most of my 20s. I'm 34 now. So I was in a broken space for most of my 20s. And my relationships reflected that. So coming out of that 6-year relationship, I was a little wild. He wasn't the first person that I dealt with in prison that I didn't know them prior to going to prison.
So it was familiar.
Yeah, it was familiar. It was I would say it was like a little era for me. Like I was like,
that was your thing,
right?
Yeah, POP hold the deal, baby. But like that was
may I ask, is that an attraction?
No.
Okay, all right. Was that an attraction?
It was.
All right.
It was my brokenness. I didn't want somebody to see me for who I really was. So when you're on the phone with these guys or you visiting these men, you can live in a fairy tale world. Like you can literally be anybody you want to be while you're talking on the phone with them. It's 15-minute phone calls. Even if they call all day, it stop at 9 o'clock. So it's like you could just,
you're not fully devoted.
Exactly. Exactly. You're not fully devoted. So I feel like for me, that was something I needed that at that time. Like I wanted a relationship and I wanted that partner, but I wanted what I wanted in a relationship.
Was it like, was you okay with being like, you was okay with having someone to talk to on a day-to-day basis, right? Having a responsibility of being someone's else responsibility in a sense. So like they call on you if they need you to do a favor, they can vent to you, you can vent to them, but you was okay with being alone at night?
I was. So I've never been, okay, so every man in jail don't need you to take care of them. I'm looking at the camera when I say this. Every man in jail don't need you to take care of them. And that's the men that I would go after. Like men that would take care of me while they was in jail.
So you don't fully have the obligation of being a wife, but you're reaping the benefits.
Exactly. I'm fully taken care of, like fully taken care of. Bills paid, whatever I want. And
it's definitely obtainable, in prison. For a lot of people that's just like out there, just like what she talk about.
Right.
I know a lot of men who made more money in prison than they ever made on the streets.
Absolutely.
I know a few guys that's still making money in prison.
Yeah.
And they doing life. Yeah. And they still taking care of their families and stuff. So I get it.
Because it's easier to make money in prison it's easier to be in prison than it is to be in a real world. Like in prison, the prison society is very interesting. Like, it's very interesting, but that's where I was at. I was broken. I didn't want to fully commit to a man, but I guess essentially I wanted my cake and I wanted to eat it too. So
can we go back just a little bit? You keep mentioning you was broken, and again, is this because of the loss of your brother, or are you broken from the relationship that you had prior to dealing with this guy and to get married in jail? Was it that 6-year relationship that broke you? Or was you broken in that relationship as well?
I was broken in that relationship as well. I married him to run away from my grief.
You married the guy you was in a 6-year relationship?
Yes.
Okay, can you break down that relationship? Like, what did you go through? How was it?
Toxic. It was like toxic in every sense of the word toxic. Like it was very
Physical
toxic.
Or
both.
Okay.
Both ways.
Right. Both ways. And it was he didn't really put his hands on me, but I put my hands on him a lot. But I had so much anger built up in me. Like I was so angry. Like I was at that time I was a fighter. And I would fight any and everybody, including my spouse.
After your passing your brother?
After the passing of my brother, yeah.
So after your brother passed, you was in a 6-year relationship, or you was currently in a 6-year relationship when your brother passed?
No, after my brother passed, I was in a 6-year relationship, yeah.
So I do have a question about, the men that you married that was incarcerated. Why take it to the step of marriage? Why not keep it as just a relationship or just a companion?
I know I'm probably going to get crucified for saying this, but being Muslim, it's easy to get married. It's also very easy to get unmarried. So,
I'm Muslim. Why you think you'll get crucified for that?
Because people, a lot of times, Muslims don't like to live in reality. Like a lot of times, and I love Islam, I do, but sometimes the community can be very judgmental.
That's facts.
So I feel like saying that it's easy to get married and easy to get unmarried, and saying that that was my intentions going into this, like whatever, like you want to get married, okay, we could just get married. With that in the back of my mind, like okay, if I want to divorce
it was never real.
Yeah, like if I want to divorce him, I could divorce him. So I feel like saying that out loud, it may create an adverse effect.
I don't think so, because
reaction.
It is easy. That's
right.
Islam.
I mean, if you speak of facts, it's facts.
Yeah,
right.
It's Islam.
Right.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you like her, marry her.
Right.
Simple.
Right. Marriage was easy to get into, and it was easy to get out of. So, especially being Muslim, it just was easy. So it was like, all right, you want to get married?
It wasn't the commitment that I would say that a Christian would make under, their spouse.
Yeah, you're not signing no paperwork.
Basically on that level.
Yeah, you're not signing.
Not a spiritual level, but basically,
right.
Like y'all signing paperwork with the state. Right. You're bonded.
Right.
As a union.
Right.
Okay, understood.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if it was to that degree, would it have been that much easier?
For me to get married?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it would have been that easy for me. I think I would have ran from it. Yeah, I think I for sure would have ran from it.
Yeah. And my next question is, which always throw me through a loop, with you or any other woman that I find that that marries someone incarcerated, is the never meeting them outside.
Right.
Like, how do you like?
Wait, like, did a friend put you on?
Yeah. So, I had a friend who was dating my ex. Well, we're going to talk about my ex-husband because it was 2 other guys. Excuse me. It was 2 other guys. So we're going to talk about my ex-husband.
For this 2 other guys that you married in jail?
One other guy that I married in jail, but one other guy that I just talked to in jail.
Like a pen pal?
Yeah, okay. Like a pen pal. Okay. But for the sake of it, we just going to talk about my ex-husband, my one ex-husband. We was married the longest, of course. And I had a friend who dated his best friend at the time. Okay. And I guess he has said to them one day, like, I'm looking for somebody, this is and a third. My girlfriend knew, like, oh, you talk to jail niggas. So, me, what's up? He gonna pay your bills. So I was like, okay, put me on. And then it just went from there.
Okay. Sure. So do you think that's the mindset of most females, like that's dealing with those type of guys that can provide, that type of financial stability from jail? Or do you think that it's some females out here that's just like really gullible and like, and guys just be telling them sweet nothings and they believe, that's the life that they're gonna have like when they're released?
I think that they listen to sweet nothings.
Mm-hmm.
Jail,
Especially the ones that's not taking care of them.
Yes.
The ones that they take care of in jail, that's insane to me.
Yeah, they talk. Jail niggas, let me tell you, they got the best game. They'll have you walking around like you floating on air. Like, they'll tell you some stuff. They'll spit some game you never heard before. They were like, you know why the sky is blue? Baby, it's because you woke up and smiled today. Now you walking around talking about, yeah, my man said the sky. Now you all happy. Like, yeah, my man said the sky is blue because of me. Like, now you feeling yourself. Like, jail guys will really talk a good game. Good game.
Have you dealt with any of these men outside of, like, once they was released? Have you ever had, has the relationship ever continued?
Yes.
Okay. And was it everything that it was when they were in jail?
Hell no.
And why not?
Hell, child. These guys, let me tell you, these guys, jail talk is just that, jail talk. You don't have nothing else to do. You're around grown men all day.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get on the phone with somebody with a little sweet voice, talk about, hey, baby, you going to talk your talk. But when you're home, I'm not the only sweet voice. You seeing fat behinds walking past. You got so much going on. Your friends telling you to come out and party. Like, you got so much going on. Cousins you ain't talked to in 15, 20 years. Now all of a sudden you home. They remember the old you when you used to be on the block cutting checks. You get what I'm saying? Now they like, oh, what's up, cuz? Now everybody around you, now that you home. So for me, it's like jail talk is just that.
So you was obviously going through something. Mm-hmm. Would you because you said you were suffering the loss of your brother, you didn't properly process it. Mm-hmm. Right? You said you felt like you grieved a little, but you didn't really grieve all the way, but you really didn't fully process.
Right.
Until recently, the passing of your brother. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And sorry for your loss.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that that's the only reason, or do I want to say reason? Is that why you want to put that, like, the sole thing on why you dated and look for that? What should I say? Avoid? Because, or do you think you were going through something else?
I had a lot going on. Like, the passing of my brother wasn't just the sole reason. Like, I grew up, I had daddy issues and my dad wasn't around. And the only time, which is something that I just learned, the only time that I got that affection and that love from my dad was when he was incarcerated. He would write letters, oh, your daddy's little girl, and all of that stuff. So I think
part of you had already felt a familiar feeling.
Yes.
It was like I said before, it was familiar.
Kind of gives you comfort.
Yeah.
That's
used
what
to.
you're used to.
Absolutely. So around the passing, when my brother passed, my dad was locked up when my brother got killed. And when my dad came home, of course, all his jail letters was, you daddy's little girl, you doing the right thing, I got your back, whatever the case may be. But when he came home, it was a completely different story.
The same way that how the men would treat
you. The same way with the men.
Mm-hmm.
When he came home, it was a very tumultuous relationship. I'm talking about, like, at one point in time, we fished for it. Like,
you and your father.
Me and my father, like, at one point in time, we fished for it. So I feel like trying to figure out how to grieve and trying to figure out how to move forward, I started leaning into what kind of felt good for me, which was knowing that talking to somebody in jail is going to feel good. It's going to boost my ego. It's going to boost...
Change is scary.
Yeah.
So we always run to what's familiar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So with the familiarity, right? But having prior experience through your father and him coming home and it going sour in a sense, you can kind of feel like you can kind of put together that, yeah, it's gonna be good while you in jail when you talking and marrying this man.
Absolutely.
But you understand when he come home,
Absolutely,
the chances of y'all making it was also slim.
None of the guys, I didn't write out any of the guys' bids with them. Like, we was married for however long or together for however long, and then that was just it. Like, when I was done, I was done. Like, even if they was begging and crying and, baby, please don't leave me. Like, once I was like done with it, I was like, all right, I'm done with it.
And you was done based off with something they have done to you, or you didn't like their actions outside of jail, or you talking about inside of jail?
Inside of jail. When it started to become too much, when they started to want too much of me, when they started to want, they started to want too much of me, when they started to want that wife,
when they wanted the commitment,
exactly, when they wanted that commitment,
and they actually what you signed up for,
okay. Once they started being like, listen, I pay all the bills, which they weren't wrong. I pay all the bills. If I say I want this, like, that's what I want, just do it. Like, and they weren't wrong in what they were asking for. They never asked me to do anything.
But a level of control.
Yeah.
It's a level of control.
Yeah.
Which is probably a little bit of a compromise you would have to deal with. Because it's a lot that you don't really have to do with them being incarcerated.
Right.
So you have to agree to
But you're not about to control me.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't say fully, but you got to give them some type of leeway. If you're willing to accept to let them take care of you fully in jail, knowing that they probably you can't have sex with you, right? They can't be in your presence when they want to be.
An example of some of the things that they might have asked, and we could make it.
Okay,
because I feel like, cause I feel like ain't nobody controlling me. I don't care what you pay,
right?
But I want to know what level. Or what type of things that they would ask you for that you felt as though was, too much for you.
All right, so we're going to talk about my husband, the one that I was married to for the longest. He wanted me to be in the house by a certain time.
Which is?
9:00. Like, no matter what. He wanted me to be in the house 9:00.
As a Muslim?
As a Muslim, he wanted me to be in the house 9:00. And that was fine for me until it wasn't. It got to the point where, like, say if I got home at like 9:05 and he heard that I'm walking through the door, he like flipping his
that's control.
He is going off, like,
he don't have anything else.
Completely going off, like. But it's like, bro, like, I was in traffic. What you want me to do? Pick the car up and put it.
No, what he wanted was for you to leave at a reasonable time to get there. That's what he wanted.
But that's what I did. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't. Some things are out of your control.
For sure.
Y'all know how 76 and 95 get?
For sure.
One moment you can get on there, it'll be clear. One moment you can get on there, it'll be bumper to bumper traffic.
No, go ahead, finish.
So I just feel like once he started, and now being Muslim, obedience to your husband is obedience to Allah. So I tried to do as much as I could. But, like, come on, bro. Like, you're not even here. You talk about...
9:05 is crazy.
Like, you doing too much.
It's like, I don't care if you're incarcerated or you home. That's why I ain't with no man.
But the thing is, if my man is home and telling me to be in the house at 9:00, I'm running. Oh, babe, I'm on my way, tiptoeing on the marble floor, straight here.
I'm an Aquarius. I think that we have, I know. I have an issue with rebelling.
Okay.
Like, you can literally tell me to do something and I would do the total opposite. Don't tell me to do nothing. You can ask me to do whatever it is and I will do it. Don't tell me to do anything.
You don't see me, I'm different. I'm submissive by nature.
But that's what I was getting at. It's not even about, that conversation of him telling me. if I'm in a relationship, it's already that level of mutual respect.
Exactly.
You don't have to tell me to be in the house by 9.
Exactly.
If my partner is home there waiting for me, I'm going to be home by a reasonable time. I don't need you telling me to be home by 9. You're not my daddy. My daddy don't live here.
Right.
Okay.
Well, in her instance, there was a conversation that she agreed upon it.
I did agree upon it. I absolutely did.
If you agree to something,
but
this person is
so
holding
you
you
tell
to
me,
that
no. Tell me, would you? So say if your girl you tell your girl, I want you home by 9. She get home at 9. She get home at 9:03. You going off?
I'm not going off.
Okay.
He went off because he's in jail. I've been in jail.
Okay.
I know the experience. I know how it goes.
Yeah.
He has nothing else.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it. Like, he has nothing else to control.
Right.
That's where that comes in.
Right. He can't be in your presence when he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He can't have sex with you. He can't talk to you as much as he wants.
Mm-hmm.
All he has is that little bit of control that he think that, like, that's what
and
so that 9 o'clock is to him is everything.
But I absolutely understand that. And the thing is, like, I can be home at 9 o'clock. I didn't have a problem with it being home at 9 o'clock. But like, I wasn't one of them girls that be at home 9 o'clock to answer the phone. And then when I get off that 15-minute call, I'm back outside. Like, I wasn't that. Like, I literally, like, once I was in the house, I was in the house. Yeah. And at that time, I didn't realize it at the time. But at that time, I kind of was just starting my entrepreneurial journey. So it was
long nights, early mornings.
Yeah, sometimes it was hard. Sometimes it was hard. And those times where it was hard to get home at 9 o'clock, I would be like, do you like listen, I don't think I'm gonna be able. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? But I think his whole thing is he had an idea of what he wanted. And I had an idea of what I wanted. And both our ideas just didn't match up.
So how did y'all come to this agreement?
To the 9 o'clock?
Or to even be married? If y'all had two opposing ideas, and if you felt like the compromise wasn't really there, why still marry?
I don't know, because it wasn't like that in the beginning. First off, I don't even want to tell too much of my business, but I'm just gonna say when he met me, I was wild. That's fair. I wasn't a in the house at 9 o'clock girl when he met me. And he claimed that was what attracted him to me.
What?
The wild, not in the house by 9 o'clock girl.
Okay. He was outside.
Yeah.
And he liked that.
I was outside in every sense of the word. Not like with guys though. Like not like
I know
with
what you're saying. You having fun. But
no, I wasn't having fun. I was outside because I had to be outside.
Okay.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I had to do my thing.
So but that attracted him.
That attracted him to me.
But when he was able to marry you, he wanted to change that?
Everything about it, he wanted to change everything about it. Like, I had a best friend, and he was a guy. And when I was outside, he was outside with me all the time. Like, I'm talking about my ex would be on the phone with me while I'm with my best friend, my ex-best friend.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
And he was cool with it. Even a little situation happened or whatever where my best friend started being with me all the time, like day in, day out. Like from the moment I opened my eyes to the moment that I went to sleep, like he was with me all day.
What do you mean?
Like he was with me all day.
The moment you open your eyes?
The moment I opened my eyes and was on my way.
In the literal sense.
Yeah, not like that. But like, look at you.
Because that's no longer a best friend.
Yeah,
right. It's no longer, no, it's no longer a best friend. But the situation, he knew the severity of the situation. And he knew the severity of
the friendship
and the protection of the friendship at that moment. So it was even times where he talked to my friend like, bro, thank you for being there for her while I'm like, I can't be out there. Like, thank you. I appreciate that you got her. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like the situation that happened is crazy. I'll tell y'all after this turn off. I think I told you before. But anyway, I'll tell y'all later. But the situation was crazy. So my best friend was with me all the time. Like when I had to step foot outside, he was already outside in a car waiting for me. So he knew this. He knew about my best friend. He knew about all of that. And like, as soon as we got married, that was the first thing he tried to change. That was like the first thing he was like, oh yeah, I don't like him. Oh yeah, I think he wants you.
Yeah, that's
oh
crazy.
yeah, like, yeah, y'all had sex before. I know it. And it's just like, no, we didn't.
Like, where did this come from?
Like you've been on the phone with him. Like you talked to him. Like, don't do this now that we now that we, I guess, supposed to be committed. Like that.
But this what so prior to y'all getting married, he didn't say these things?
No,
Yeah, that's
no.
crazy.
He never said those things.
Yeah, that's wild.
He never said those things.
That is wild.
So, and that was like, that wasn't a breaking point for you? Like,
No.
That wasn't, not, okay.
No.
You was able to pass that? Like,
I didn't give my friend up immediately. But it did start driving a wedge between us. Like, me and my friend, we would start like having
now
little.
It's gonna feel like y'all got to sneak.
I'm sorry. Do you think that is a tactic that some guys use of stripping you?
I do. I do. I think jail guys like to strip the woman of their identity to be what they need them to be while they're where they are. Because they don't have no identity in there. They have a number. Mm-hmm. You're a number while you're in there.
Absolutely.
Like, dumb guards not talking about, hey, Mr. Timothy. Like, they're calling you
by your
inmate number, whatever. Number, like, so in there, most jail, they don't have an identity. Mm-hmm. So most jail guys want to live through their spouse who's on the outside.
Mm-hmm. So was there ever like on your end, was it ever any type of exchange? And what I mean by that is, did you ever do anything, to help him in jail? Not financially.
Like, what you mean?
Like illegally.
You mean like smuggling?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Because I'm trying to figure out.
Hell no. He wouldn't even ask me though.
That's where I'm going.
I'm just
trying to understand the dynamic of relationships, and not only your relationship, but the dynamic of relationship between the jail, the person that's incarcerated and the woman that's on the outside. But is it truly love, or is it an exchange?
See, it's an exchange for every relationship. Indeed. My exchange. What did I say at first? Oh, it's an exchange for every relationship. Mm-hmm. But my exchange is not going to be the same as somebody else's. Somebody else may be going up there, taking work up there. Mm-hmm. But I'm not. I'm not even the type of girl that you can ask something like that. Mm-hmm. So the guys automatically.
I was only piggybacking off of where you were at in that point in time of life.
Yeah, even back then, I wasn't even that type of girl you could ask something like that to.
Man, as though that you were already indulgent.
Yeah. Yep. But I'm not going to put myself, I'm not doing that.
Because you're already putting yourself.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that there.
I know,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
You already putting yourself there. So we're doing whatever you saying you was indulgent.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Some people just be like, I'm already in it. I'm in it.
Yeah, no, not me.
Okay.
Not me. I had certain morals. Mm-hmm. It sounds crazy to say about it, but like I had like a certain moral that I was like, I'm not doing it. Mm-hmm. That's not for me. Even though I'm doing this, I'm not doing that. Y'all, you got me up for that. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? But I think my exchange with him, I honestly think he wanted love. He was a street guy. He had a bunch of kids, but I think the mother of his children didn't fulfill anything he needed. Like, I don't think that they fulfilled him on from an emotional standpoint. I think they were just that. They was just sex. So I think that in there, be it in that situation where he was incarcerated, and now you don't have nobody. You don't even have that, just sex. It's like, yo, I need something. I need somebody. I need love. Like,
is this temporary?
Huh?
Do you think this is temporary? Do you think this is they only, sitting down and thinking about these things because they have the time to?
I think so. Absolutely. I absolutely 100% believe that they was only
because there's a lot of, I say, in my opinion, over 80% of men that I know, they never come home to who they intend to be.
Right.
You know?
That's another thing. He came home. When he came home, we weren't together.
Y'all was divorced? Yes.
We was divorced, and it was a few years after our divorce. I think maybe 2.5, 3, maybe. He came home. He was with someone else. But he was like, just give me the word and I'll drop her. I'm like, man, I'm not doing that to no. I don't do stuff like that to other women. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. If she rolled out your last years that I left, you get what I'm saying? But they don't come home with the person that rides with them. They don't come home and end up with the person that rocks with them.
Do you think I think that is a big part of, like we always talk about with men don't like obligation. Mm-hmm. When you in jail, it's just words.
Yeah.
You don't have to put no action to anything.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come home, you gotta
talk that talk.
Belt the ass.
You gotta walk that walk.
Like, so it's just like, yes. I can tell you anything while we in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it do take a woman to be in a broken space or to be gullible or naive to, and I'm not judging because I speak openly on this platform about being weak, about being gullible, about being naive at one point in time in my life.
Right.
But I do think, you're operating from a place of brokenness. Because you're not getting everything that you're worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not getting everything that you're worth when you're dealing with a man that's incarcerated.
Absolutely.
And every man that's incarcerated is not a bad person.
No.
But you're already setting up a platform, especially if you're not dealing with a man's man. That's what I like to call him, that stands on word and operate on principles.
Absolutely.
That if you're not dealing with that type of gentleman that's going to come home and stand on business, you're already setting yourself up for a weak platform.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So have you ever dealt with any of your ex-husbands? All right, so your ex-husbands, you divorced both of them in jail before they came home? The two that we talk about that was incarcerated.
Yeah. So my one ex-husband, he has life in prison. He'll never come home.
So let's talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was the second time?
That was the first time before the last time.
The first marriage. That you was...
So let's give them some nicknames or some.
Let's do that. So your first marriage in jail was the lifer.
The first marriage, we're going to call him A.
We're going to call him Lifer.
Lifer. Okay, we could do Lifer.
Lifer.
Mm-hmm.
Was taking care of you from jail.
Yes, he was.
You was married to him how long?
For a month.
You was only married for 1 month?
For 1 month.
Okay, so we didn't...
So how long was the relationship prior to the marriage? So this shit is not real to me.
No, it's crazy.
This shit is not real to me.
My whole thought go left down.
You ain't think I was going to say 1 month, did you?
No, I was going to say like 2 years, 3 years.
It was 1 month.
All right, so...
And I actually did know him before he was home, but we didn't have no romantic relationship before he got locked up.
It was just like a I know who you are type thing, or was it like were your friends?
He is my uncle's best friend.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like an older uncle, like,
No,
an uncle in the same age group. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He was one of my uncle's best friends.
You're a grown lady. I don't give a damn if it was your uncle. Like,
So you knew it wasn't going to last.
I didn't. I know him. I didn't know he wasn't going to live because he was the same person outside that he was inside.
No, I'm talking about you knew the marriage wasn't going to last in jail because he wasn't coming home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
You knew that was a trial.
I knew it was going to be like, all right, I'm here until I get tired of being here.
so
Is that
I want to ask you a question, just or your opinion based. Do you think that it is possible for a woman, just say hypothetically, she already been married to this man and he get incarcerated and he get sentenced to life? Do you think that it's possible to have a healthy relationship?
you said already being married?
Like if he was
And then on the outside?
Yeah, he was
and then
already
he
married
do
on the
something to
outside.
get life in jail?
Yeah, he do something to get life in jail. Do you think that it's possible for them to continue to have, a healthy relationship?
I do think it's possible. I think that if you was with somebody when they was out here and you was fully aware of their situation and what they were doing, who they was before they went in there, if you was okay and reaping the benefits, I think that is a compromise that you would have to make in your marriage. I'm big on loyalty. So for me, it's disloyal for you to be out here with a man knowing that he in the streets reaping all the benefits, and then when he go to jail you leave him. But I also on the same side feel as though it is selfish for a man to ask you to give up your life, but I do feel like you need to be willing to, because
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, you're married to this man. Y'all been together 8 years. You reaping the benefits. We're talking about you. He go to jail. He get life. And he tell you, like, I'm not even going to do that to you.
right.
If you want, move on, do your thing. I just need you to always answer the phone for me.
Yeah, my phone line always open.
But do you think now suppose you get remarried?
Okay.
How you navigate that?
How you think that's going to sit well with your next husband as far as always answering his phone? And granted, you already gave this guy your word, who you've been with, who you loved, but he gave you that pass, like, go ahead, do your thing. I don't want to hold your life up. Just answer this phone for me.
Right.
But answering the phone, we know, also come with other things.
Right.
He might need you one time. Put some on the books.
Right.
You might try to sneak up for a visit.
So let me just say this. I won't be in a situation with a man. I'm looking at the camera now because I need them to hear me on this. I will not be in a situation with a man that's going to jail. I am no longer that person. I no longer mess with street guys. I no longer do any of that. So,
but I'm sorry, hold that right there, because I don't want you to get the perception that this whole conversation is about street guys.
No. But that's what I used to mess with.
Right. But
I used to mess with street guys.
Situation, like you said, if you're reaping the benefits, I wanted to piggyback off that because it don't necessarily have to be a situation like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A person can go out. A person can be clean.
So this hypothetical is just of any man that goes to, okay,
you can be
all
clean
right.
cut and go outside and have to defend yourself in some type of manner.
Okay.
And, get charged for murder.
All right. Okay. I would, my next husband. Okay. Y'all, I don't want to sit up here and lie to y'all.
No, keep it a buck.
I don't want to sit up here and be like, oh my God. Like,
because I ain't doing it. And I don't write letters.
I'm still in the, I've never been in love. So I'm not.
Hold up.
No, real shit, me either.
Like, yeah, like I'm not, again? I've never been in love.
I have gave love, but I don't know what it feels like to receive it.
So
outside of my parents and spouse.
No.
Okay.
So. It means that, like, yeah, I love you. I care about you. You know what I'm saying? But I've never been in love. Like, to be in love, like, to be like, oh my God, I'm so in love with this person. My heart, it just feel like I've never been in love.
As a grown adult, I can attest to that. I have never been in love. I have been in what I thought was love, but how can you love someone when you're in a period of time when you don't love yourself? That isn't love.
I've never even thought was in love with someone. Like I've never even thought I was in love with somebody. In my mind, I already knew, like, oh yeah, we doing all of this. It was an egg. Oh yeah, I love you so much. Oh my God. Like,
so do you believe in being in love? Do you think it's possible?
Now in the space that I am now, I do. I do think it's possible. I actually don't put myself in certain situations anymore. I make sure that everything I do it with intention. So if I meet somebody, I'm upfront with where I am, who I am, and go from there.
And what you're looking for.
Yeah. I feel like for a long time I hid the true me, the brokenness. I hid the brokenness because I didn't want that.
No one wants to show the rotten side of the apple.
Absolutely. And you don't never know if somebody is really there for you. Like, you don't never, people will literally be in your face like, oh my God, it's okay. But turn around and go do some crazy stuff to you. I had a brother, a blood brother. Do you hear what I'm saying? A blood brother do some crazy stuff to me. They got me in a real crazy jam. You get what I'm saying? So for me, being in love and having that level of vulnerability with somebody, I just could never get to that place.
But you feel like you in that place that you could possibly be that now?
I do. I feel like now I addressed a lot of hard truths about myself. So
accountability opened up doors to serenity.
It really do. Accountability really shows you, like, it really makes you take the mask off. You can't, at the end of the day, when I'm standing in the mirror looking at myself, that's when I see everything that I am and everything that I'm not. So I think,
and you know, one thing that I had to understand is that you can lie to everyone else.
You can. You absolutely can.
You can lie to everyone else.
You can.
And you can lie to yourself to a certain extent. But when you're ready to heal, you can't.
Yeah. And not only that, healing is, so people think like healing is like going to like retreats and spas.
Healing looks different for everybody.
No. Healing looks different for everybody to a certain extent. But you cannot skip doing the hard part.
No.
You cannot skip.
Not at all.
Looking in that mirror and talking to yourself and being like, listen.
I tell people all the time, that point in time in my life where I had to do the inner healing was more scarier than me as a child believing in the boogeyman.
Yeah.
Looking at myself in the mirror and being openly honest with myself, that was the most scariest shit that I ever had to do.
And the crazy thing is, sometimes healing is a motherfucker, y'all. Like, when I say, like, soon as you open that door, there's no closing it. Like, I thought, like, going into my healing journey. So I started my healing journey maybe 3 years ago. I thought it was going to be a little like, all right, I'm going to go to therapy. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to address stuff as I want to address it. But no, like, soon as I started trying to heal, everything just started hitting me. And then now I'm in a place where I'm past the hardest part. I'm past the addressing everything. So now I'm in the do it phase. So what I mean by the do it phase is now, when I get triggered, I have to see how I react to my triggers now. So now,
because that shows where you are in your
exactly. So now that,
because when I tell people, because I look at healing and my traumas as almost like an addiction, because I used to chase that same relationship. I used to chase that same outcome, and to me, that's an addiction personality. So when I get triggered, I need to see if I'm going to relapse.
Right. Yeah. No, seriously.
Like, I need to see if I'm going to relapse. I need to see what my reaction is. It going to be the same niche that I heal from, or is it going to be? Because if it is, then that means I'm not there yet.
Yeah, and sometimes you do relapse. A lot of times you do relapse. Like, sometimes you do relax. It's just about figuring out how to move forward now. Figuring out how to adjust. That's all healing is, figuring out how to adjust, because you're always going to be triggered. Being in the do it phase has taught me what I need. It has showed me what I hid behind.
So when you say the do it phase, what are you doing? What do you mean? Like, is it an action?
It is an action, because you have to rewire your brain to think differently than what you normally would. And you don't realize how much that's embedded into your everyday life. So, just something as simple as when I wake up in the morning now, I don't grab my phone. My phone goes on do not disturb at 9 p.m. When I wake up in the morning, I don't grab my phone. I sit in stillness for a little bit. Sit in silence. Okay. See what I need. See what I need for this day. How am I feeling? Did I wake up on the right side of the bed today? Am I angry today? Am I sad today? How am I feeling? And then figuring out what I need to help me through that day, as opposed to just getting up and going. And then whatever happens throughout the day, or however I feel, I just deal with it as it comes. Like, I no longer do that. Like, I wake up with the intention of figuring out what is going to help me for that day. It's
it's almost like a meditation.
It's absolutely a meditation. Absolutely a meditation. I don't got meditation down pat yet, because silence in my mind.
That's a process.
Yeah, that silence in your mind is a process.
I would like to know, what do healing look like in your relationships now? How does that reflect?
I'm not in a relationship. I haven't been in a relationship for the past 4 years.
On purpose?
On purpose. It was intentional. I've practiced celibacy for, it's almost been a year now.
Same here. I'm 2.5 years. Yeah. I always say I'm 2.5 years clean.
I'm cracking up.
Because sex was a drug to me.
Now, and I wouldn't say clean, because it'd be taking me out sometimes. But like, I'm human.
What I mean clean is not like clean, like far as like no sex, no masturbation, no porn, nothing like that. I mean clean, like sober, like clean.
Right.
Sex was literally a drug.
Right. Now, I wouldn't say sex was a drug for me, but I did it.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like last year I got to the point, the last time that I was intimate with somebody, afterwards I was like,
for what?
Like, why? Like, why did you do that?
It was like no connection.
Yeah, it was nothing. And the crazy thing is, when you start healing, what people don't tell you is it amplifies everybody else's traumas around you.
Yes.
So, like,
because you start to see. Because there is a point in time in your life where everyone around you is validating everyone else's trauma. Because you surround yourself with people who feel like you, who can tell you, okay, it's okay, I went through the same thing.
Exactly.
Instead of saying, listen, maybe you need to do therapy.
Exactly.
Maybe you need to work on that.
Absolutely.
So when you get inside of those circles and you start seeing certain things, you see people lash out. You see a grown person react with everything with anger. That's why I'm at a place where I tell you, everybody operates from a place of trauma. I can see that because I did. I operated from a place of trauma. Lashing out, being angry, operating, using sex as a tool, things like that. That's all from a place of trauma.
Yep.
See, it's like, I also would like to know, in your healing journey, was closure necessary?
No.
For me either.
No. For me, I didn't want to go have a conversation with everybody that I felt like hurt me and wanted to sit them down and be like, why did you do this? Like, I felt as though I needed to forgive myself. I needed to forgive myself for the things that I allowed. So I took the power away from them. Like you didn't hurt me.
There you go.
I allowed you to hurt me.
I chose to be hurt.
I allowed you to do the things that you did to me.
Yeah, that was the biggest role that I had to learn to play.
Absolutely.
Because I always used to look at it like, I'm such a good person. You know, I do this. And I had to understand that, you know, overexerting yourself isn't kindness.
It's not. It's a trauma response.
And I think for me, closure wasn't necessary because when I started looking at all my failed relationships and past relationships, I started to look at it as if, I'm going to break it down to you like this. If you have a mailman, right? And he's delivering your package or a letter, and he give it to you, and the letter is ripped up, is wet, and you know what I'm saying? But when you open it, the letter is still eligible. You can still read it. You still got the message.
Right.
So that's how I started looking at my past relationships, because I might not like the way it was delivered, but I still got the message.
Right. Absolutely.
So the people that I look at that might have hurt me, I can never look at them in that manner anymore, because they made me who I am today.
Right.
Honestly, because before I met them, you know, I was a people pleaser, and I thought that overexerting myself was kindness. And, you know, through those traumas and through those relationships, I learned that that's not the way to go.
Right.
And a lot of people in life, even with, they don't let situations go, and they search for closure, I think, because they don't understand that the people that hurt them, they were never designed to be with you as to heal you. They were only designed to create it.
You know what I realized? I've realized that a lot of people like to be victims.
Yeah.
People like to be victimized.
They don't want to answer
like,
it.
That's because when you're a victim, you got like people like on your side.
Yeah.
Pity.
Back you up.
People want pity.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to be a victim. Oh my God, he cheated on me. Girl, he cheated on you 50 times. Like you ain't leave the first time. So what I say now is the first time is a mistake. And this is with anything. The first time is a mistake. Okay, we human. Things happen. But the second time is a choice. And now I got to make a choice.
Exactly.
So I have to figure out what it is that I want to do now. Like okay, you made a choice, and now I'm going to make this choice. You can't be mad that I'm choosing to walk away from you because you did something that I told you I didn't like it. You hurt me the first time.
See, I disagree with you.
Yeah, I'm about to say. So you saying only a person is only allowed to make a mistake once?
Yes, certain things. I do believe that. You're only allowed to make a mistake once. People hear you when you talk. I'm not talking about like not taking the meat out the refrigerator.
No.
I'm not talking about that. Like,
See, I disagree with you. Like, I don't, when it comes to like infidelity, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, it's no one time. It was only one time. Because no one's twisting your arm to make you be here. See, I'm a type of person, once I'm committed, I'm committed.
okay.
There's no mistakes happening with me pulling my pants down.
Right.
There's no mistakes happening with me opening my legs. That's all thought process. That's how you make a mistake and have sex with someone.
I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you on the infidelity. Yeah, on the infidelity. But I do also feel like in this day and age, sometimes you're gonna go through stuff with your significant other. For instance, I have a girlfriend. Her husband, amazing guy. Like amazing. Like he is an amazing guy. They was together when they were really young. They started out, they got married really young. They've been married for a long time. And he cheated. He cheated. It was a hard time in their marriage, but the thing that she said to me was, I had to sit and say, like, all right, my husband stepped out on somebody else. We've been growing together since we was however old. He stepped out with somebody else, but does that take away from everything else he is as a person?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say, all right, I'll give you one time, but after that, that's a choice. If you cheated the first time and you seen how it broke me and hurt me or whatever the case may be, and then you say, you know what, babe, I'm sorry, I apologize, like, you know what I'm saying, I will never, I will never. It's in the reality is, men have it hard.
For sure.
Men definitely have it hard.
They operate with the dicks.
No, not even just that. It's not that.
It's pressure, yo.
Men.
It's pressure because y'all operate with your penis.
No, it's much.
In what aspect? Are we talking about in a relationship sense?
Yeah.
What's hard?
For a man, we don't come knowing how to do anything relationship wise.
Especially black men.
Especially black men from
Especially black men.
We talked about this. We don't have like a woman.
I'm not giving no grown person grace, bro.
You have to.
And it's very hard. It's very hard for me to
that's like a
because I'm a firm believer of the wound not being their problem, not being their fault, but the wound cares 100% your responsibility. As a grown adult, you have to fix those issues. You're not about to come to me on hand and knee and say, "Hey, I was never taught how to be a husband. I was not." No, you learn yourself.
But then how?
No, you learn the person. That's with anybody.
How do you fix those issues if you don't go through them though?
Exactly. Experience is the best.
Listen,
teacher.
I'm healing right now, but I'm not healing in a relationship. That don't mean that when I get in my relationship, old stuff won't pop up. You get what I'm saying?
Experience is the best teacher.
Exactly.
You have to go through something, especially extensive to learn from it.
Exactly. I agree.
Because I
agree
treat
with that.
people the way that I want to be treated.
That's
the way I operate on 100%.
But you expecting you out of other
No,
people.
I am not.
Absolutely.
I'm expecting you to be who I'm never going to look at a snake and expect it to be a mouse.
So, but what's what I'm saying though, you don't know how the other people operate. You don't know their upbringing until you get to know them. But even when you think you get to know them,
the upbringing,
you still don't know their background.
Right.
But when are you going to do the work as a grown adult? You're not about to come to me.
They got to go through the experience.
You have went through the trauma your whole life.
But just because...
As a kid. So you feel, you understand.
But everybody don't translate the same. Like people that go through traumas as children or early 20s, because we still look at them as children too. By the time you're in your mid 30s, you might be starting to understand and learn from what you did the last decade and a half.
Right.
Because you had to experience it at that time as a growing adult.
Right.
You see the world a whole different way as a 35 or 40-year-old now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to go through them experiences, but if you go into you're in relationships the whole time.
The reality is,
that's what I'm saying.
You have to teach somebody how to love you, though.
Change. That's what I'm saying.
But you have to teach somebody.
You have to. I just say you learn. You regardless of what your upbringing, you still have to learn the person that you deal with.
But in the midst of learning that person, mistakes are going to be made.
Yeah.
In the midst of learning your person, mistakes are going to be made.
Perfect.
I'm not saying it's going to be perfect whatsoever. I'm saying on of course you're going to go through things in relationships. I'm saying on an infidelity level, like, you feel me, or just not treating a person, operating, reciprocating love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's when you have to make that hard choice to walk away.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. As an adult, you're not about to tell me you don't know how to treat a person right.
Some people don't know how to treat their significant other the right to them because your way of being treated right they might not see it that way.
Absolutely.
But like we spoke before, I said men learn how to love from a woman.
I love that.
So you telling me
a man might not treat you.
So you telling me, because most men can't dish what they take out, right? So you telling me a man who, because there's men out here, right? That feel as though they can do and step out, and if they taking care of everything, they can do and step out how they want. But if the woman would do and step out and do what she want, he'll be hurt.
But that's what she's choosing to put up with.
I'm not speaking on her behalf. I'm speaking on his mindset.
Now his mindset is something that's
completely different. That's completely different.
How?
It's completely different.
That's still operating on a person. Treating a person.
No, it's not. No, it's not. So if me and him in a relationship, right? We getting to learn each other. We getting to know each other. He's used to his last relationship. He used to kind of. For the sake of what what we go through now in today's world,
right?
His last relationship, they used to have threesomes. He used to she was like one of them women, like, long as you come home at night.
Yeah.
That's his idea of being in a relationship. Long as I come home at night, I'm coming home every night. He step out. Now I'm tripping, but listen, I'm tripping. He like, listen, I come home every night. Like, I love you. I show you that I love you. I come home every night. Yeah,
I
no.
I do like,
yeah, no, that's not. That's not what I don't care what you did in your last relationship. This is what I need from you.
Right.
We have that conversation. He say, okay, I'm gonna change. He changes. Then what? I'm gonna leave him because he had that.
But I think that y'all misunderstanding what I'm saying because we're saying the same thing.
Okay.
You understand? Y'all
gotta be, because I'm not understanding.
Yeah, I'm not understanding either.
If you got a situation like that's why I said every time you gotta learn to love the person that you're with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's just period. You feel me? Whatever's tolerable is tolerable in your relationship. But at the end of the day, in the core values of being a person, you know what's right and what's wrong.
You do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying what's allowed in your relationship. You can have threesomes. This girl can tolerate this, but in the core value of things, you know what's right and what's wrong to be doing to a person.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Right. And I can agree to that.
Right.
And I also feel like now, that's why it's so important to before you get into a relationship to have that friendship and that dating period. Now I feel as though
stop skipping steps, people.
Yes, you gotta stop skipping steps. Exactly. You have to be a friend without sex, without intimacy. Because
I don't know if you watch our podcast.
No, I didn't. I never seen it.
We spoke about this, I think, our first episode.
Yeah, our first episode is on courtship.
You have to go through steps, and I spoke on dating, meaning friendship, right? We talked about courtship, leading into dating, right? And then after the dating, then it's dating exclusively,
right?
But this entire time of just dating before you even speak on being in a relationship, you're gathering information.
Absolutely.
And that could take years, sometimes.
I don't think you should date for years.
No, I'm talking about the whole process.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to go through certain experiences. You have to, when you dealing with somebody, right? You meet somebody. The first thing you want to know is their sanity, are they level headed, responsible. Can he hold a conversation? Can he, right? The small stuff.
Right.
After you get to realize of like, all right, maybe this person is okay. Now you want to get a little bit deeper, like like we talked before.
I got a question.
The relationships, right? Now you want to get deeper because it's like, all right, this person could possibly be a good friend.
Right.
But how can he be a little more? What's the relationship like with his mom? Sister, grandma, the mother. How do he have kids? What's his relationship with them? The kid's mom. Because this is all important information that you need to know, even as a friend. Because you don't want to be a friend with somebody who don't have these okay relationships, at least with the people that matter to them. Right. Because right now you don't matter to that person. Right. Right? So that could take time.
It do take time. I absolutely agree.
That's what I'm saying. It could take up to years because we're not even speaking on being in a relationship yet. Right. You want to get all that information before you even get to that point.
Right. I would like to know all of those things that he just named. And I know that we have already moved past that. You were operating from a broken place. But how important was those, qualifications that he just named with the men that you were dealing with that was incarcerated?
like the getting to know each other and stuff.
Like, is he okay with if he got a good relationship with his mother?
I didn't care.
Or if he took care of his children?
I didn't care.
None of that mattered.
None of that.
So you was a trifling bitch.
I was
Okay.
I was absolutely a trifling bitch. I was absolutely no. I can listen. One thing you know about me. One thing you know about me. I'm gonna stand in what I do. I didn't care.
I give grace when it's growth.
I didn't care.
When it's growth,
I did not care.
So would you look at yourself or other women in your shoes, right? Mm-hmm. Because of course, them men that's incarcerated, we look, they're manipulators, right? Control freaks, right? But for you and other women who have been in that situation, you look at yourself as like a user.
Is it gold?
In a sense, I was a user.
Right.
In a sense, I was a user, and it wasn't even just the money aspect of things. I always got my own money. I always did my thing and had my own money, so I always pretty much had it my way. But I feel like I used them for what I needed them for. And that was
I feel like they used you for which it was a fair exchange.
Absolutely. I needed them to fill that void. To give me what I needed at that time. To fill in those cracks of their brokenness. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So
what would you call that? Like, is that selfish?
It is.
Okay.
It's very selfish. It's very selfish. Because I can't say that, they just didn't really love me, or they didn't really have feelings.
You didn't know, right? You felt like you could you felt like you could know if somebody was in love with you, but you didn't know if he was in love with them? Because you said you couldn't identify it, right?
I could identify with somebody being in love with me, but I never allowed myself to
fall in love with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never allowed myself to be in that vulnerable space.
Like I said before, I don't feel as though you can fully love someone when you're not operating from a place of loving yourself.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think you definitely should learn and love yourself first, because that's the best way to offer love. Give love.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
I would say that back then I did it out of obligation.
You wasn't obligated, though.
I was obligated because I was a wife.
Oh, you mean like after you?
Yeah, like I was obligated because I was a wife. So I never did anything because I wanted to, and I just loved him so much, and I just wanted him to be happy, and I wanted to make him happy. I've never done that.
You had a title and you had to play a role.
Absolutely. It was a screenplay. Lights, camera, action. So, here it is.
So I would like for you to give us, just because we have heard so many of like the relationships being from a tarnished place. And obviously you're not in that state, in that mindset anymore.
Absolutely not.
Give us a better understanding of what your perspective of love is now.
My perspective of love is, I believe that love is understanding. Love is patient. Love is first and foremost honest. Honest about where I am, what I want, what I need, what I've been through. I feel like love is I don't know.
Do you feel like, all right, so what are your expectations now? All right, so you said you haven't been in a relationship 4 years, right? If somebody see this, right, this episode, and they see you out and they want to shoot their shot,
Don't shoot your shot. Don't shoot your shot. Don't shoot your shot. I'm gonna shoot it down.
What are your level of expectations at now?
My level of expectations, I want somebody to show up not trying to impress. Just show up as yourself. Right now, I feel like I have a good level of discernment. So I can see bullshit. I can see it from a mile away. I can see traumas.
Hill can see hill.
Yeah, like I can see.
What you said?
The hill can see the hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I can see. I am very sensitive to somebody else operating in their brokenness because I was able to identify mine. So now I can identify it easily in other people, and I feel like
You stray away from that.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Because you're not a fixer.
I think that's smart.
You're not in a.
Yeah, I'm not a fixer. I'm not here to fix you.
That in my brokenness, that was a part of my trauma.
Right.
Trying to fix.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But now for me, I just feel like the ideal man for me is a man that is in touch with who he is truly. And that's in all aspects, emotionally, physically, financially. I don't want a man showing up like he got top dollar. Like, oh, I'm this.
Because you already operate when you approach me like that, you're already putting a stigma or a persona on me that I'm moved by money.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and most times money cover up.
Yeah, so it's like
corniness. Most times,
for sure,
money covers up somebody that really don't have nothing else outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And sometimes it shows that they don't even have that. Once you get to know them, they don't even have the money. They just
if all
look
you
like
got
they
is
have
money,
the money.
then you broke.
Yeah, but I just feel like I want somebody. My next man have to be authentically himself. He has to show up authentic. He has to show up prepared to do the work, because I'm healing by myself. But once I get in a relationship, I'm going to have to take the work that I've done and merge it with the work that I would have to do inside of that relationship. Because just because I'm healing as a person, as a singular person, doesn't mean that when I get in a relationship that it's just going to be peaches and cream, because it's not.
Right.
So I just want somebody that's willing to do the work. Somebody who is God-fearing. Somebody who believes in God, have spirituality. I don't want somebody that just prays. Mm-hmm. Like you can pray all day.
Gotta have a connection.
Yeah, you can pray all day.
Understand that, you know.
Yeah. Like
God is all things, and, you know, not only is he a leader, but he can be your father when you need discipline and your mother when you need nurturing.
If you're not in touch spiritually, I'm Muslim. This is a religion. You know what I'm saying? This is not my relationship with God. I have things that I have to do that I'm obligated to do because I am Muslim.
There we go.
But that is not my relationship with God. That, like, I have times where I literally will get up outside of the 5 daily prayers and I'll pray and I'll be down there crying, talking, laughing, anything. That's my relationship with God, and that's what I want. I want the next person that I get in a relationship with to have that.
That'll be a priority.
Yeah, that will be a priority.
Just have someone. I think the next, like anyone's next relationship that has done this amount of work that you have done. Mm-hmm. The love shouldn't be able to be explained. I think that they should love you. They shouldn't be able to explain why they love you. I don't want the next person to be able to tell me I love Mayada because that's conditions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I love Mayada. I can't even tell you. I can't even wrap my brain around that's what you deserve.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to see it in your actions.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear
words. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Like, don't tell me. I mean, nice. Sometimes I want to hear sweet nothings. You get what I'm saying? I want to hear that sometimes. But, like, show me. Show me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I one of the biggest things that I need is I need to feel safe. I didn't realize how unsafe I felt all my life. Mm-hmm. How the anger and all of that was just me covering up me being scared. That little girl inside of me that's scared. Mm-hmm. That little girl inside of me that's overprotective of me because she's scared. because she didn't have nobody to be like, you know, I got you.
Or overcompensating.
Yeah.
You're strong. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't have nobody
Yeah.
that would stand by me and be like, I got you. You don't got to worry about nothing. You safe.
And
You
do you
okay.
think that a lot of women operate from that?
I do. I do. Especially
Because
black
a lot of
women.
men in our generation, they don't provide security. They think security
I don't even think it's a man thing. I think it's a black community thing.
Yeah, because you as a mother that
Not,
you have a mother
not
that
giving security.
don't give security.
Well,
to their
thing-
loved ones.
So, you know what it is? I think it's a it's not a, our black men, our community of black men, right, where we from, we don't, and I'm gonna say I don't think I'm a part of it because I'm a little educated. I educated myself. I've been through a lot. So I stand aside of it, but I'm never going to shy away from where I come from.
Right.
Black men, where we from, don't receive information well. We don't comprehend well. You have to kind of be like literal. So like, if you get what I'm saying, like when you saying security, you don't just mean a physical protection.
No. Yeah, no.
It's a full blanket of security that you're looking for,
Indeed.
right? A lot of men don't understand that.
Right.
No, that's why that's why I was getting at before you started talking. It's not even about physical security.
Yeah, like they
or
say something to you.
It's just
like it's not even about that.
Knowing that
now,
I can
that'll
lean,
turn me on though. Like I'm like,
lean
damn, baby,
on you.
You feel me? Come on,
like,
let's go.
I have a partner. Real shit, like just letting, like knowing that I have a partner in this,
right?
Like someone that I know has me,
right?
Like in all aspects,
got my back,
right.
Like
right
you got
wrong,
my back.
You know
We're
what I
gonna
mean?
figure it out,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's where I always go back to, refer to my dad. That level of security that he provides is you feel me? It lifts so much weight. Just to know I don't care what aspect of whatever in life is going on, I know he has me.
Right.
We gonna figure it out.
Right.
You feel me? We gonna sit down and we gonna figure it out. I'm not in this alone. And that's what guys, they don't really understand that. And I think, I hear you say a lot, like, guys don't comprehend. I really think that it's not a psychological thing. I don't think that it's an education thing. I think it's a want.
I don't. I don't.
I don't think so.
For me,
because I'm speaking on, if that was the case, I wouldn't know people who can, men that operates from, from that positive,
your
positive
father
place.
is somebody you cherish and look up to.
My father, my brothers,
right?
You feel me? Like, so it's like
your father been through some shit to get him there.
Yeah, my father never had a father at all.
So he really been through some shit to get there to be that man that you cherish.
So this is where I'm talking about.
Everybody don't have that power to come out of that, and nobody asks to be in these predicaments that they are put in.
But
when they gotta learn.
So
when do you
I feel like different? I feel like it's a deeper issue. And I'm not going to try to go all textbook on y'all, but the black community from the beginning, let's go all the way back to slavery days. You know who they broke first? They broke the men.
Of course you have to. That's the masculine.
Exactly. They were the protectors. They broke the men
in front of the families.
In front of the families.
Exactly.
So now what does that do? That conditions the woman to say,
follow suit.
Oh, he's weak. Oh, I can't follow him. I gotta go over here and follow this person. So now we have generations and generations and generations of the woman trying to follow suit of the white man, so to speak, and the men trying to figure out how to fix themselves from being broken. Then if you go into the systematic things that they put into play for the black community in general, that further divides us. I feel like what we have to do as a whole, as a people, we need to stop being like, oh, the man this and a woman that, and this is why the woman is at fault, the men is at fault. The reality is we need to come together
And do work.
The thing that is keeping us separated and keeping us down and nobody can find love and is because we're separated. We're separated.
I like that.
We're separated. The men can't lead because they weren't taught. You have generations of men start going all the way back. Let's even talk about when, in order to get food stamps, you had to be
a single mom.
You had to be
a single mom.
Dad couldn't be in the house.
Exactly. The dad could not be in the house. So what does that tell a little boy growing up? Oh, I don't gotta be in the house when I have kids. So it's just a vicious cycle. And I feel like if we as a people, as a whole, come together and stop pointing the finger at each other, we would be good.
And I just think that, like you said, accountability, right? I look at it like this. When I grew up, majority of everybody in my family did drugs. Flat out. Aunts, uncles, alcoholics, all kind of stuff. That showed me something that I didn't want. It was an example. It showed me what I didn't want. If it was no other examples, if everybody in the world was alcoholics, I probably would have been alcoholic too. But when you have an example and you can see, okay, this person and this family is turned out to be this because the father played this and played that and he was present in the household. And I can look over here and see that this family is diabolical because they don't have this and they don't have, that's a choice.
It's not a choice.
But you know, everybody can't make that decision that you made.
It's not a choice.
You know that, right?
It's not a choice.
Just as simple.
It is not a choice.
Just as easy as you was to see your family and want different, a lot of people aren't strong-minded like that.
Absolutely.
And they will follow suit of their family and because that's like, all they know.
And psychologically,
everybody are not leaders.
Absolutely.
So you telling me, as a man that's not, like you're saying, a man that's not in the household, right? And you honestly think that he feels as though that he's like being a father?
You can be a father without being
No, I'm saying like an absent father, not in the household, an absent father, period.
Like a deadbeat.
Yeah, a deadbeat. You feel me? A deadbeat that might pop up every once in a while. You feel me? Never buy no sneakers, no none of that stuff. You honestly in his mind think that he believed that he is doing his job.
When the little bit that he might do sometimes, he had an audacity to think that
you think that in his mind psychologically that he thinks that
disease.
He's doing well.
He thinks that he's doing better than what his father did.
A man cannot take care of his child all year. When a birthday come around, or if he celebrate a holiday and he bought one pair of sneakers, that just uplifted him, making him think he's the best father that he can be in his mind. And you can't tell him nothing because his dad never bought him sneakers for his birthday.
Exactly.
And that's how that's how some people think, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it can be a disease.
And it's trauma.
It's
like, trauma.
It's crazy because it's like motherfuckers don't want to put the work in.
No. You can't say that.
They need help.
The thing
that's work.
The same way as an alcoholic. But how hard is it?
That's work.
No, y'all listen.
When I keep saying work, that's what I mean. But that's work. Putting the work in.
Everybody not as strong-minded.
It's so
people don't
so
want
much
to, bro.
easier.
That's when the first thing when they tell an addict, right, is what they say. That's and I go through it. You not about to say and tell me nothing about 12 steps and then I do it. Or I've been through it so many times. The first thing they say is you gotta want it.
Yeah, but how can you say that to somebody that's intoxicated?
But you listen.
You gotta want. You know the difference between being sober and being intoxicated.
Earlier in the podcast,
you know how you feel when you're sober, and you know how you feel when you're intoxicated. You have to make a choice.
Earlier in the podcast, you said that change is scary. And that's with everything. Change is scary.
I agree.
I can't step out and be somebody different than what I know how to be. It's scary. I don't know what's waiting for me on the other side.
A lot of people shy away from what can be when they do finally decide to start changing. Some people are afraid of that, what they got to face.
Right.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is
all that backlash from your family, from the kids that you left out here.
Don't complain to me.
Well,
that's how I feel. If you're a person, because what you keep doing what you've been doing, you're gonna keep getting what you've been getting. Don't complain to me.
I'm a firm believer with nothing changes if nothing changes.
Like, you feel me?
But it take everybody different. Every case is different.
I just feel like
I'm gonna just put like past relationship. I'm just saying like we just gonna use this hypothetically. If a person is on drugs, right, and they come to you and they come to you all the time and they tell you how they want to be sober, they want to be clean, they want to be this, they want to be that, right? But every time after that conversation, they ask you for a couple of hours to go get high. You know what I'm saying?
That's a disease.
Don't complain to me.
I just feel like you need to learn.
Don't complain to me because you know the process to take to be able to get to be something else.
They need help.
But I feel like you need to learn how to give people grace.
That's cool. He'll tell you I give people grace all the time. Like you feel me? But that's cool if you need help.
You can't.
But it's going to take for you to say that you need help instead of you coming to me and saying
that's them telling you they need help.
No, I'm tired of this.
Bro, that's not. Everybody
that's
is different.
Not. I've been through it. I've been through a person that's
people personally cry out loud like that.
Personally, been through a person over 20 years that's telling a person coming to you, I want to be, and take them to rehab, take them to Christian,
but you don't know what waits on the other side of their sobriety.
No,
what waits on the other side of their sobriety may be harder than them getting drunk or getting high.
No, I mean in my personal situation I'm talking about right now, I do. You feel me?
You can't.
Because you don't have the drugs.
No, because you gotta understand the situation.
You can never understand what that person is going through.
You can't. No, I agree.
You can't.
You cannot.
You're not understand what the connection is on who it is.
You can sympathize with them.
You feel me?
Or have empathy for them, but you cannot know.
You can't understand what a person is going through, especially when that person and you have went through the same shit.
If you can't talk about what a dope fiend.
You just told me in the first episode you don't want to go to therapy because you can't relate to a person that didn't go through what you've been through.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can relate to what she's been through because we've been through the same shit.
But I'm saying to you is that's exactly what I mean, because I can't relate to somebody that put a needle in their skin. I can't tell them nothing about how to feel or how to complain.
Right, that's you.
Because I never.
But my situation, I can because I've been there.
But just because you've been there, you're not.
Y'all have two different brains,
two different experiences, two different
people.
Yeah, two different
experiences. This is. I feel like at the end of the day, this right here, this conversation is why the black community is still weak because motherfuckers give people too much grace. Put the fucking work in.
No.
Put the fucking work in. I don't want to hear no complaining about nothing. No. Put the work in. It
takes time.
It does. I'm not saying how long it could take. It could take 50 fucking years. But put the fucking work in.
But you just said you don't like nobody complaining to you.
Don't complain to me if you don't want to put the work in.
But if it take 20 years of complaining,
like the fuck, 20 years of complaining of you not doing shit but complaining. Now, if you was complaining, going to therapy, going to this, going to that, and then maybe you keep relapsing, things not working, you can complain. Yeah, but if you complain to me for 50 years of not doing nothing but what you've been doing to be hurt, don't complain to me. Well, you don't want nothing different. Well, you don't want no change. You want to be able to complain.
I do not agree.
I
do not agree.
Because everybody's different, so you can't. It's hard to speak on. It's touchy. Because
I do not agree.
Everybody's family got drug addicts or some type of addictions, so we all witnessed it.
Right.
And what I've realized is that no matter how much they go through and what you go through, y'all two different people. Some people don't come around.
Right.
And that we have to accept that. Even if no matter how much complaining they do, how many times they've relapsed. Some people even do good for 10 years and then relapse. Some people don't never come back from it at all. We have to just accept who they are for who they are, because you can't force nobody to do nothing, for one.
For real. You can't force somebody
and you're never going to be in their shoes no matter how close you think you are to them.
But at the end of the day, that's when I have to learn to separate myself. I don't have to surround myself around somebody that don't want to put the work in.
That's your choice. But the reality is, when you're healing, and it's literally a constant battle. You have to literally gear up to go into war every single day. Mm-hmm. And that's war with your wants, war with your needs, war with the past traumas, war with the future. You have to be prepared to go to war. And I feel like for some people that's hard. It's very hard. And I feel like the black community is where we are today because every time we overcome one thing, it's another thing. Every time we overcome that thing, it's another thing. Sometimes fighting is exhausting. fighting. You ever got into a fist fight in the street, and afterwards you like, like
I get it.
fighting is exhausting. To have to fight your way out of a plastic bag that somebody just keep throwing another one on you soon after you get out of that one is hard.
Oh, shit.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's each is his own.
And yeah,
I'm stand in the ring.
And every
I'm going to stand in the ring.
But not everybody is going to do that.
Right.
It's scary. It's very scary out there.
Yeah, I know it's scary. I put the work in to know that it's scary.
Hey, so before this was a great episode. I personally enjoyed it.
Shout out to me.
You know what I mean? I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? But before we go, we want to appreciate you for coming on here and sharing your story.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And being open
It took a lot of
and
courage.
honest and giving us an insight of just your personal life and your personal journey.
Yeah.
So
it's always appreciated.
Again, a small outro for you, and Instagram, your companies, whatever you want to do. Let our followers know real quick before we get out of here. And,
Okay, everybody. You guys can follow me on the_real_Mia_Tone. That's TONEE. Again, I am Mia. I am a cosmetology teacher. I'm serial entrepreneur. Follow me. I want to thank y'all for having me, for listening to me talk. And for anybody that's listening to this, I just want you to know that whatever you want is achievable. Do, like Nish said, this episode, do the work. Do the work. I promise you, it's scary going into it, but afterwards, you're going to be in such a better place. It's going to open up so many doors for you. If you felt like your life was stagnant, it's going to allow you to move forward and push through. So for sure, definitely do the work, or at least just start somewhere. It could be small. Just start.
Right.
Just start. And I just want y'all to know, if y'all never heard it from anybody, I love you. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. And that's it.
We want to thank you for coming on again. It's your girl Niche.
It's your boy Mel Love.
And this is RelationTips Podcast.
I got you dripping in Christian Dior. Whatever you want, girl, the world is yours. Fucking you good till that pussy gets soft. Loving me good.